Hello guys, do you see me? Do you hear me? Audio good. I'll take that, Lord Pente. I'll take that. Thank you very much. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm Pierre Roberge, the Daily Trader. It is. I'm a little bit late. I'm sorry about that. So it's 3:37 p.m. and we are live. Perfect. And you are seeing my screen also. Could you give me a thumb up if you see my screen and my face and my sound and everything? Yeah, bingo. Perfect. So great. So as some of you know, so I do this Tesla Weekly Live every single week. We do this for my members only. They need to have something. And once a month we are doing it for the whole public. So this is one of those times. So at the beginning of each month we are doing it publicly. So you don't need to be a member to attend our live. So this is where we are right now. And if you want to become a member, I have a membership program on my YouTube channel, and there's a bunch of services that you can purchase and subscribe for, blah blah blah. So today, what we are going to do is the usual that we do on each live. So we are going to take a look at a bunch of things. So this channel is based on technical analysis. That's the base of this channel. So technical analysis means that we don't do fundamental analysis of Tesla per se. We don't, we are looking a little bit at the financials as an interesting data point. But what is important to understand is that on this channel, the philosophy is that technical analysis is everything. So we based our decisions to buy and to sell on the stock chart, because the stock chart distills distills the behavior of the whole world, basically, regarding to Tesla stock. So when people buy Tesla stock, we see an impact here, and when people sell Tesla stock, we see it here. Yes, of course, some people buy 1 share and some people buy 10 million shares, but we still see the impact here. So the impact is going to be shown here on the chart. And so I need to lay this down because, the new people might find this philosophy a little bit different, and that's fine. So you can be open-minded and look at what we are doing here and then decide if you want to, if you want more of that or not. But basically, even if we see news and we look at news, then we don't know, and nobody knows, how those news are going to be interpreted by the analysts and by the retail investors and by the institutional investors. Nobody knows how this is going to be interpreted. So if we don't know how this is going to be interpreted, because we would need to be in people's mind to know how the news are interpreted, we don't know also how these people that interpret the news are going to react. So we have two big variables between the news that are coming out, how people interpret it, what are they going to do, and the actual impact on the stock price. So yes, as a proxy for the interpretation and the behavior of people, we can say, well, if there's a beat on some earnings, or if there's a beat on some quarter numbers or delivery numbers that we're going to see today, well, if there's a beat on those things, we could say, well, generally the stock should be going up. That's the reasonable thing to say. But as we've seen in the past, Tesla had great earnings, like on on April 20th, 2022, you know, a 51% beat on earnings, a 5% beat on revenues, and the stock went down. So that's the perfect example to say that we cannot only base our decisions on news, because the news was good here and the stock came down. So it means that there were other news that were negative, or the interpretation was negative, or the market sentiment was negative. So basically, a single piece of news does not translate into an actual movement on the stock. But we can still take a look at these news, but we are going to only base our buying and selling decisions based on our stock chart criteria, which are pretty, I would say, pretty objective. You know, we use stochastic, and we use support, we use resistance, and we have our de-risking steps before buying into a stock and everything, and we are basing everything on that. So thank you for being there. That was the preamble, that was the introduction, and we are just going to start do what we usually do. And if you have any questions or comments, and in fact I'm going to look at the comments and questions before starting, and then when I start, then you can also add some comments, add some comments or questions, and I'll take a look. Hello Tesla Theta for a dip. Well, I'm sorry, I don't want this to move out of the way when I do this. If not, I'll just spell them out. Any chase for a dip in Tesla? That's the question, my friend. That's the question, my friend. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what is going to happen on Monday. We can only look at the current trend, and the current trend is an uptrend in Tesla. We have an uptrend within a congestion zone, and then we are going to go into that in a few seconds. Hello, David. Yes, I'm gonna go through the deliveries. QQQ. Yes, it's not the first time you told me about this. I'm still looking at it. I'm looking at the gold, silver, and everything. So I'll still have. I still have to think about adding that one. David Gallo. You seem to be full of energy, my friend. Thank you. No rush. We are groupies. Take all the time you need. That's so nice. THT represent. Okay, TQQQ. Yes. Okay. Yes, I'm thinking about this. QQQ and TQQQ. You hear me perfectly. Audio's good. Blah blah blah. Sunil, hello Sunil. It's been a while. Reading you 5 by 5. No need to apologize. You're so nice. Hope you are a good weekend. Yes. Well, I took a nap between 12 and 2. No, 1 and 3. Sorry. We have a gap above 250, and yes. Okay. So let's start. So I think we are going to start by looking at the delivery numbers. So basically, what people were expecting in terms of deliveries is 420,000 cars delivered. So what Tesla, so it came out today, earlier this morning, I think. So Tesla had a beat on delivery. So we are at 422,000 cars, 875. So a beat of 2,875. It's a beat, but it's 2,875. So it's not a big beat. It's a very small beat. In terms of productions, I don't know exactly what was the anticipated production numbers, but we are right now at 448.08. Let's take a look at what it was last time. What was it last time? Okay, so we were at 440. So, the production numbers did not increase that much. About 1,000 or $2,000. Okay, I'm a bit disappointed myself. I don't know how the analysts or the investors are going to react. But myself, I'm kind of a little bit disappointed. In terms of deliveries, yeah, this is where we have the biggest increase. So 15,000, well, around 15,000 deliveries more. So if we break it down a little bit, so we had 20,000 production S and X last quarter, and we had 19,000 this time. So we have a decrease in production in S and X. So these cars are quite expensive. We know about that, and why? Let's see. We continue to transition towards a more even regional mix of vehicle builds, including Model S and X vehicles in transit to blah 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 and APAC. Okay, so I was watching another video before this live, and basically they seem to be adjusting the types of cars that they are making for S and X in terms of the regional changes, right hand side driving and left hand side driving and things like that. But basically this is a little bit lower, so a lower production number for that. In terms of deliveries, yes, we have we have right now we had 17,000 cars delivered, and right now we have only 10,000. So this seems to be due to the channels then. So the delivery channels, the cars that are in transit and everything. So I think this is a glitch. I kind of interpret it as being a glitch that should be going away for next quarter, and maybe this is what Tesla is basically telling us right here. Okay, let's take a look at the Model 3 and Y. 419 produced last quarter. Now we are at 421, so 2,000 more. Deliveries, this is where we have a big bump. So 412 deliveries. That's a lot. That's a big bump for a total, as we said, at 439 and 405. Okay, so yeah, I am not, I care about technical analysis, but my feeling on this is that, well, this is lukewarm at best. So we are basically going sideways for Tesla. And even if we heard during this quarter that Tesla China was producing more and more cars, so I was expecting to have a good increase in production. And also I think it's in Berlin that has reached or Texas that has reached 5,000 cars per week as a milestone. So this was also positive. So because of all these news, I was expecting a little bit more, to be frank. Okay, so now what we are going to do is look at what can be happening on the stock price, and look at our milestones. So if the stock moves down by a certain amount, we need to act on it. If it moves down by just a small amount, we can suffer that dip, and vice versa if it goes up. So this is what technical analysis basically tells us, because the stock market goes up and down every single day. If you take any day and you see, well, it goes up, and then, well, it goes down for 3 days, goes up for 2 days, goes down for 4, goes up for 4, but you get what I mean. The stock market is random if you look at it with a microscope. If you look at it with a microscope, it's hard to make sense of it, because it goes up and down every single day, and it's impossible to predict what is going to happen next. But if you zoom out a little bit, and that's what is important. If you zoom out, then you see that there's a trend, there's a pattern. There's a trend and pattern. It's pretty much the same thing. There's a pattern or trend that you can ride. You can ride that pattern or trend. Because a trend is something that repeats itself. It's something that repeats. It's something that lasts a while. And when you catch the beginning of a trend, I'm going to use that word, then you can hop on and take that ride. And the ride, the microscopic ride is going to be random, but the overall ride is not going to be random. It's going to be predictable, because this is what a trend is. A trend is a movement. It's a movement that has a direction, that has a velocity. And if you can identify that movement and that velocity, you can hop on it and surf it. So basically, we are surfers, and we don't surf on water. We surf on the stock price and the trends in the stock price. So right now, if you take a look at and yes, let me make this parentheses here. So the regular people that are on my channel, I think it's worthwhile. Well, because we are having a public live right now, I will be repeating basic stuff. I will be saying basic stuff for our new people that might be joining us. And for the regular people, what I am going to say is something that you know, and some things that I repeat sometimes. But I think it's important that we hear that. So I was thinking about this just before doing this live. It's really important to include new people every month, because they force us to get back to the basics. You know, it's always good to ground ourselves on the basics, because it's so easy with the stock market to let our emotions and the anticipation and the news pile on to what we should be doing, and we should concentrate on the basics, the trends, the supports, and the resistance, and not concentrate on the emotional. So repeating those basics to ourselves and to our new friend is going to help us, and this is also going to help them. So please don't see this as, well, yes, I know this, you've said it before. Yes, I've said it before, but I'm gonna say it again because it's helping me. It's even helping me myself ground myself on the basic principles, the first principles, as Elon likes to call them. Adodante. So yeah, so sorry, that's the preamble to my thing about trend. So basically, since January 6th of this year, we started an uptrend. We started an uptrend, and this is the velocity of the uptrend, so we can see it. And we know that this is valid because the stock is bouncing on that support line. So an uptrend is defined by a support line, and there's a corresponding resistance line on the other side. And we can scientifically test if it's right by the number of times the stock is respecting it by bouncing on it. That's it. So, you know, we are not fools. It's not subjective. You know, if I trace a line, I can count the number of times the stock bounces on that line. That's it. So, voila. So we have a bounce here. We have a second bounce here. And if we look at this other support here, and I won't go too much into double support to confuse the new people, but see, we have a bounce here, we have a bounce here, we have a bounce here, we have a bounce here. So see, so I'm not making this up. The stock is bouncing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on that line. So that's a valid trend. It takes 2 lines. It takes at least 2 bounces to get a valid trend. We have 5. Okay, so let me just clear this up a little bit. So right now we are in this upward trend. So Tesla is trending upward, and this is the speed at which it is trending upward. So if we know the speed it is trending upward, then we can do a bunch of things. We can, for people that are a little bit more sophisticated with options, we can buy covered calls. If we own some Tesla stock, we can, no, sorry, we can sell covered calls. So we can sell options, call options outside of the channel. This is our channel. So a channel is an uptrend comprised by a support line and a resistance line. So this is like a channel. So so when we sell covered calls, we try to sell calls to people that will buy them, and we expect them not to be exercised. So so this channel is giving us an indication of where Tesla stock is most likely going to be in the future. So right now, this is where we are at. We closed at 2746, and we don't expect, because of this channel, we don't expect Tesla stock to be higher than 271.82 on April 11th. We don't expect it. So if the trend maintains itself, we don't expect Tesla stock to be higher than 271 on April 11th. That's very interesting information. That's very interesting information that you can use to say, well, okay, well, I'm going to sell some covered calls here outside. So if I pick an expiry date of April 25th, I'm going to use a strike price of over 287. So this is valuable information. If you don't buy options or sell options, then what you can use that information for is, well, I'm going to get into Tesla and I'm going to enjoy the ride. So if Pierre, not a financial advisor, you are telling me that this is the velocity of the Tesla stock, well, I'm going to buy low and sell high. And I know it's going to be low because I'm going to buy at some point in the channel, and I'm going to sell later on at some point in the channel, and then I'm going to be happy go lucky because I will have bought low and sell high. This is what we can do. We can do that because we know that the stock is within the channel. Now I need to be a little bit more precise. So So the stock, this is the channel that it's following. So it tends to touch one side of the channel and then go to the other side and zigzag like this. So it tends to zigzag. It does not go straight away like this, in a straight line like this, because I said microscopically it's random, but if we zoom out, it's not random. If it was not random microscopically, then we would be having, well, the stock would be moving in one straight line. So then it would be easy. Okay, I'm going to buy at this day here, and I'm going to sell at this day here, and then I'm going to make money because it's moving in a straight line, because it's within a channel, and I can predict that the channel has a lot of chances to continue. So I'm just going to buy and sell at any point, and then I'm going to make money. Unfortunately, if if this was happening, we would all be billionaires. That's not well, that's not my situation. So basically, this is not how it works. The thing is that the stock is moving up and down. So yes, if you buy within the channel, and if you buy, okay, well, I'm gonna buy here because Pierre said, oh yeah, he said that the stock is into a channel. So then we know the speed and direction of the channel, and then I can buy at any point, and then I'm gonna sell later on, and for sure I'm gonna make money. Well, if you buy here and later on you sell here, you lost money. Shoot. So what do we do? So so we need to take a look at the smaller patterns that we have within our channel, and this is what we do with the lines that we draw. This is what we do here. So see, we have a congestion zone pattern, which is that the stock is moving sideways. So if it's moving sideways here, maybe I'm not going to buy here. I could buy here. I could buy here, wait a long time, and then sell later on. If you want to buy and sell with a shorter time frame, then you need to be a little bit more precise. So depending on how you want to play this, if you want to play a long game or a short game, when you buy and when you sell within a channel might make a difference. So so I hope this is clear. Is this clear? Can I get some if we have some new people here, can I get some comments as, wow, this is something I've never heard before, this is something I like, or no, you don't make sense to me, and it's fine, we don't need to all agree. So if there are some new people, please leave a comment there. So okay, so I'm coming back down. So I started at 50,000 feet, and now I'm coming down. I'm coming down. So it's better to buy close to support. It's better to buy close to support, because the theory is that when we have a channel, we bounce on the channel, and then we sometimes extend ourselves away from it, and then we come back. And during that comeback, we might not make a lot of money on paper in the comeback, and we might even lose money on paper in the comeback. But if we know that this is just a comeback, or we think that this is just a comeback because a trend can be broken at any point, then it's less scary because it's coming down, and it's less scary a little bit, and then boom, it bounces. So we say, oh, okay, this is where we are right now. So far right now, we are very close to this support right here. We are close to this support. So this is a good time. Let me preface, I'm gonna explain everything, and then I'm gonna let you judge. So on this channel, I never tell people exactly, I try not to tell people when to buy and sell, but because I'm not a financial advisor, and to explain, and because I don't know if you want to buy for a short term and hold it for a couple of days or a couple of hours or a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I cannot tell you, well, if you want to buy for just a short period of time, maybe it's not the right time to buy here, because it's close to this resistance, and most likely it's going to go back to the support right here. It could go back to the support drastically like it did recently, or it could have went sideways for a long time before it reached the support and start again. So voila. So what was I saying? And I was looking at the comments. So thank you for the comments. I appreciate this. So at least I'm not wasting my time. Okay. So right now we are close to this support right here. So it is still a pretty reasonable time to buy because we are close to the support. Also, a better time to buy is going to be when we break 214 30. So this is a horizontal resistance. So within our bullish channel, the stock is also into a congestion zone. A congestion zone is just a stabilization period after a move. Tesla was at $100 in January and went up to 200, so it doubled within a couple of weeks. So a stock that is doubling within a couple of weeks, you know, it cannot continue like this for years to come, because we would all be billionaires. We wished it did that, but the likeliness is very, very, very low. Unless there is a company that cures cancer and sells a pill to cure cancer at $50 a pop and you only need one, then maybe that company is going to go like this for and double every couple of weeks for a long time. But so far, Tesla is not that company. So it's perfectly reasonable after having a move up to stabilize. So this is what the congestion zone is. So we have people that were in the stock at the beginning, and the stock went up, and they made money, and they are so happy, and they had as an objective, well, okay, I'm gonna sell because I doubled my money, and this is great, I'm happy. So this is why the stock stops to go up at some point. So some people, so less and less people are buying into it because it's a bit too high now, and more people are selling into it and say, well, I have made a bunch of money on paper, so I want to transfer that paper money to fiat money. Well, at least I can spend that. When it's on my portfolio account, I cannot really spend it unless I sell it. So this is what's happening. So a congestion zone is when people sell and there's less people that buy. So then the stock starts to change in price. You know, it stops going up and it stabilizes a little bit. Here we had a more dramatic move. It came down, and I won't go into why. It's not really important why that much. It came lower and then it came back into our congestion zone. So in theory, if the world was simple, the stock would have moved up like this, straight up, and then it would have went sideways like this, and then would have done this, and then things like that. But since the world is a little bit imperfect, then things are going up and down, and they go crazy like this. But still the principle remains. The principle remains. If we zoom out a little bit, we are into a congestion zone, and we went from this side of the channel to this side of the channel, and this is a better side to be on when you want to buy. So I said that this is the best side to be on if you want to buy. So if you are not into Tesla right now, then that's the better side to buy Tesla. Now we have the uncertainty of the delivery numbers, and the uncertainty is not, are we beating the consensus that had deliveries at 120,000? No, that's not the uncertainty I am talking about. I am talking about the uncertainty of the interpretation of the 422K. So we don't know what is going to happen on Monday. We don't know how people are going to interpret the 422,000. We don't know. So if you are not into Tesla right now, if I was you, if I were you, I don't understand in English why you say that. If I were you, were is plural. Anyway, so if I were you, then I would just wait for Monday to see what's happening on Monday, because it's clearly possible that we have a move down on Monday, because somebody will write an article saying that 422, yeah, it's just a beat, but the production numbers on the SNX is, has not moved up much, blah, 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 and people will complain and everything. So depending on on the street noise, this could have some, well, some people can watch and listen to these analysts that have a that have a speaker, and then decide to sell their stock, and that can have an impact here, and we can see that impact here. So if you are not into Tesla, I would not buy. Well, I would just watch what is happening on Monday. So it's clearly possible that we have a little bit of a drop. What we need to check for is that, are we going to break our channel? If we have a drop like this on Monday, this would be breaking our channel. And based on the reasons why we are in stocks, it's because, based on the reasons why we are into Tesla, it's because we are into this channel and we are expecting that channel to continue. So if on Monday we come out of the channel, then we are perfectly allowed to sell and get out of the channel, because the stock gets out of the channel. So we are allowed to sell, because if we are breaking outside of the channel, it means that we could be entering into a new downtrend, a downward channel, a bearish channel. But if so if we break down, so this is the sell zone. This is the sell zone. This is outside of the channel. This is the sell zone. If you want to give Tesla a little bit more leeway, you can wait until Tesla is outside of this, but also breaks this one at 185.69. Because we could be having a couple of days where Tesla goes sideways like this and breaks outside of the channel, but the stock still remains the same. So and I am afraid I am going a little bit more detailed here for the new people, so I won't go much farther than this. But it's always nice to also have a horizontal line, because sometimes stocks stay in a congestion zone longer, and they can break the upward channel and then resume. So personally, what I like to do is wait for a horizontal break after a diagonal break before selling or before entering. So there, yeah. So I know I mentioned a lot of information for the new people, but basically that's what it is. And anyway, you can join me every single day. So we are breaking this down every single day. Day by day, we are looking at Tesla, and there's one more candle that we are looking at. And this is where we are breaking down all of these concepts. Right now, I am giving you everything, almost. I am giving you everything because we have the time. Every single day I do a video that lasts 5 or 10 minutes, and within that 10 minutes we can look at the new candle that we got on our Tesla chart and blah blah blah, and within 5 minutes, it's one candle. How long can you talk about one candle? Well, it turns out you can talk for 5 or 10 minutes. But here we have about an hour, so this is where I am giving you a lot more stuff. And for the new people, it's going to be too much. That's fine. But then join me back every single weekday, and we are going to break it down. So okay, so now we are going to proceed. So thank you very much, Lord Pente. Thank you very much, guys. And just a quick question. Sorry. I was looking at. So yeah, Tesla Theta asked me if this was too steep of a channel. I don't think so. I don't think it's too steep of a channel, because so channels. So see here, we have approximately a 45-degree angle. Yes, yes, it changes if we condense the chart, of course. But basically, this is approximately 45-degree angle. This is fine. If it's steeper than 45 degree, then the channel does not last a long time. So Tesla Terra is an old timer on this channel. So this is why he can ask these types of questions. And here we have this was a very tight channel that was too high. That was too steep. This was too steep. We had the channel here. Well, I think we still have our lines. We still have our lines. If you see them, I don't know if we see them here because they are very, very pale, but you know, I'm going to show one here. So this was a channel and that was a little bit steep, and a steep channel does not last as long as a more sustained, less steep channel. So that was the question. So no, I don't think this is too steep. So okay, so let me try to condense everything and move along. So I could be expecting a move down for Tesla. So if you are not into Tesla, let it do its move, and it's perfectly okay if it moves here. If it moves here, that's perfectly fine. If it starts moving here, then we need to be a little bit more cautious, because then the stock comes outside of the bullish channel. It's still going sideways, it's not going down, but it's outside of the bullish channel. So there's the risk accumulation aspect. The risk is accumulating a little bit. So we are accumulating risk. Just like someone who is very healthy, then starts smoking. Okay, he eats well, trains every day, runs every day, blah, 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 but he starts smoking. So, okay, he's not dead yet. He's a little bit less healthy. Then if he stops jogging, assuming that jogging is healthy, if he stops jogging, well, okay, well, that's another strike. I don't know if there are 3 strikes or 10, but that's a second strike. And then he starts eating junk food every day, and then this and that. So this is how we see also the stock market. So and this is giving me an idea that maybe this is what I should do on my stock chart, and is paint with colors. And I'm gonna try it today with you guys. So this is the first time I'm doing this. This is a test. Can I change the color of these highlights? Brush. Is there a color thing somewhere? Aha, there's a color thing. But yeah, I would have preferred to have something else than maybe a circle. I'm sorry if I waste your time here. So, okay. Maybe we are getting somewhere, but maybe it's taking me longer than I want. So yeah, okay, so I will look into that. Can I move this guy? Okay, so basically everything inside here is green because we are above our diagonal support. So, you know, this is fine if we are here. This is fine. Well, this is fine. This is okay. If we are here, this is greener. This is greener because we are breaking a horizontal resistance. This is greener. So if you really want to buy when it's super green, you wait until 214.30, because it's going to mean that the 422K we heard about is going to be interpreted well in the market by the analysts and everything. And people are flooding to buy Tesla stock. And they are flooding so much that they are overpowering the sellers, so that the stock price is climbing over 214.30. And 214.30 is a very important number because this is where we had some buyers and sellers changing their minds about Tesla. So the buyers were here at $100. They came in and they bought Tesla. They bought Tesla and they bought Tesla. And then the sellers were like afraid of selling because, hey, it's going up. Why should I sell? Unless I short, but that's another story. And then they bought. And then at 214, the psychology of the people changed. Oh, well, I think I'm going to sell. It's high enough. I think I'm going to sell. So the stock market is a mind game. It's a mind game. It's a psychological game. It's a psychological game based on, yes, the fundamentals. Based on the fundamentals, you know, if Tesla was bankrupt, the stock would not be at this price. Tesla is not bankrupt. Tesla is making good money. Tesla is this and that, and Elon is a genius, and we all know this, and blah blah. So because of those fundamentals, this is where, well, the fundamentals are important, but they don't tell the whole story. There's the psychological aspect that sit on top of it. So at 214, people said, well, no, this is too high for me. This is too high for me. I'm going to start to sell instead of buy, or I'm not going to buy yet. So this is why we use 214.30, because this is exactly where people stopped buying. So nobody on February 9th of this year bought Tesla higher than 214 than the high of that day. So the high of that day was 214. So nobody bought higher than 214. They bought a little bit higher on the 5th. But basically, this is where we got that number, 214.30. This is where we have a psychological memory. So people have a psychological memory of that number. And if we break that number, this is going to mean that, wow, people have removed this block in their heads about Tesla being too expensive at 214. Yeah, this is the right way to say it. People will have removed their mental block at 214 for Tesla. And if they remove a mental block that, oh, Tesla is too high above 214, then it means that they don't think that Tesla is too high at 214, and they should be coming in and buying even higher. So that's the perfect time to buy if it goes higher than 214. If you want to buy right now, it could take a couple of days until that 422K has been digested by people in their mind, and they say, well, it's not so bad in the end, blah 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 blah. Okay, well then, boom, it goes up. So it could still go higher than 214, but not on Monday. So this is why we are still green right here. We are greener right here. So depending on your level of risk, you would decide when you want to get in. This is, and I kind of like this actually. And if we get here, then, well, that's a yellow. That's a yellow, well, and I'll need to find a better way to use those things. Okay, this, sorry. This is what I needed. I needed this, and I needed this. Well, this one should be greener here. So I don't know what is greener. This is, well, this is bluer. So I'm gonna need to figure something out here that makes some sense. So maybe this one is just a little bit pale. And this one is a better green. This is an okay green. This is a yellow. And then when we start to lose that that horizontal, so here, this is red. This is basically red. So these are the areas that you need to look at. So yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like this myself. This is clear. In one swoop, you know what you need to do. I need to be cautious when it's yellow. I need to get in more, even if you have some Tesla stocks right now. If we break 214.30, then you can go even higher. Well, you can buy more, and if it's lower than 185.69, then you can start selling, or you can buy a put or things like that. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So I'm gonna. So I think this is enough. I said enough about Tesla here. And we have stochastic at 99, so which is super high. So people that know the channel know about this. So let me now move on to weekly chart, and let me just go through them. Boom, 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 boom. Because if not, we are going to be stuck here until 9 o'clock tonight. So I should actually package this as a course or something, because there's so much things to say, and I cannot say everything within an hour. So okay, stochastic is super great, MACD is great. So now I will leave the new people in the dust a little bit, but just join me every single day, and then you will catch up. So yeah, everything is great on the 4-hour indicators. Let's look at the weekly chart. So I need to make a little bit of a... Okay, so weekly chart, we are really good on the weekly chart. Stochastic is at 91, that's perfect. We have MACD crossover, that's fine. Getting close to, well, no, it's not yet close to having the two lines above zero. We most probably will get that when we cross this descending resistance right here. So I think this is going to I think this could be happening right here. You know, it's going to take a couple of candles, so a couple of weeks. And then if we break this here, which is approximately 225, then we should get our MACD, the two lines of MACD above zero. We already have RSI over 50, and we don't have the MI yet. So I think that if we break this here at around 225, or at any point here, it could be up to 243. Do you know what I mean? Then we could be moving like second gear. The second gear is happening right here. But I'm still very happy to have stochastic at 91 on the weekly chart. I'm really happy about that. So yeah. Okay, so let me go to so I'm gonna finish here, so that you know, people that are waiting for me to go through everything, get what they need, and then afterwards I'm gonna get back to the comments. And even if we need to go back to Tesla to answer the comments, it's fine. So I'm just going to run through it. So VIX, super happy that VIX is always coming down. Our downward stochastic for VIX, our downward trend for stochastic is great. Stochastic is at 4. Everything, well, except the MI, but that's another story. And we are getting close to our support at 1792. If we break 1792, then we are going to be ecstatic, and the stock market should be going like this. But it's not there yet, but it's getting close. So we need to keep watching this. Weekly wise, stochastic is at 11, very low. So RSI is negative. We still have the crossover of MACD, and you know that we need to take this with a grain of salt a little bit. And DMI, is also DMI is also bullish. Let me see if a DMI was bearish in the past. Yeah, so I guess we should not be expecting DMI to be bearish, because if you see, you know, if we go back to 2000, because the VIX never goes lower than a certain point, we cannot be expecting DMI to be bearish. So we should be looking at DMI a little bit less for the VIX. Okay, let me go take a look at Dow Jones. So Dow Jones, nice break here. Textbook break. We were watching 32,550. We broke that horizontal resistance. We broke this downward diagonal resistance. We had a good stochastic. Boom, it's launching. To get back to your comment, Tesla Theta, this is a little bit steep. This is a little bit steeper than 45 degrees. So here I'm expecting at some point, I don't know when, but I'm expecting a little bit of a move down so that we have a more sustainable channel. But while it's going up, it's hard to be unhappy about that. Weekly wise, we don't have the weekly trend is not bullish yet. It's very close. Stochastic is at 56. So it's still in a congestion zone for Dow Jones weekly wise. So we can enjoy this move up, but we should start to be careful at 34,690. Let me go to S&P 500. S&P 500. This one is also on its break. Stochastic at 99, super high. So okay, nothing to complain about that here. So it's really bullish on the daily chart. Let's look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart is also bullish here with our stochastic at 80. It would be nice, of course, if we break this one here at 41.93. We could be, I'm gonna put this down so that we can watch it. But yeah, but this is strong. This is a strong move. This is not a weak move. This is a strong move. So a strong move can still get stopped by a resistance, but it has more chance to go through it also. So a strong move is always nice. Nasdaq is getting very close to 12,306. So this is going to be interesting to see if it breaks it or not. We have stochastic at 99, super strong. Everything else is super strong in terms of the indicators. Weekly wise, yeah, weekly wise is great. Stochastic at 97. So if you are not in it, just wait for 12,306 because we are so close. So you know there's no point to get in and just get out at 12,306. You know there's not much money to be made here. So when we are getting close to a resistance, there's less incentive for us to buy because we could get rejected by that resistance. So you know, so when we buy, we kind of like to buy closer to support, and then have up to the resistance to take a profit, and then we can get out at that point. So Nasdaq, but still a very strong stochastic on the weekly, so we can be hopeful if we want to. Let's look at the physical gold. So we started looking at physical gold last week or the week before. So physical gold is at a very important point. So look at this. We are close to two horizontal resistance that we have, 1566, 1579. I'm just going to write them down right here. This one, 5666. Perfect. So getting very close to it. So but at the same time we are into a nice bullish channel. quite steep, I'm gonna say, quite steep, but it has been, you know, it started officially. It was hard to spot, but it was officially started right here at the bottom here. In fact, it's almost impossible to spot these in advance. But November 3rd. So it was a nice move, and now we are stabilizing right here. And weekly wise, what does it tell us? So good stochastic on the weekly. The same resistance are here. So yeah, we should be careful if it goes below 1510. So yeah, I should be adding my little points, my little colored dots right here. I think yeah, I'm gonna think about it, but so far my feeling is that this is making the charts a lot clearer. And also, yes, for the new people, you can get access to my charts here. So I share my charts with all the lines. So this is if you subscribe to, well, if you become a member of the channel at a certain price, you have my lines that I do every single day. As soon as I click save right here, you have access to the new lines that I just did and everything else in between, you know, the thumbs up and thumb down. And then you can copy them, so you can look at them. That's one thing. But then you can copy my charts onto your TradingView account into your charts. So then you can play with them and correct me if I made a mistake. So I did not think that people would like it, but yeah, I think it's, well, I think it's a valuable service because you don't have to do the lines yourself. The lines are there. And if you want me to do lines on stock charts on other stock charts, then I have another tier where every weekend I do a special video for the people that did a special request. If you want to buy a stock and you don't know if you should, then you can ask me, well, could you do ADK? And I'm going to do it. It's not free. It's not free because nothing's free in life. Well, some things are, but not this. But I'm gonna happily do it. So okay. So silver on a tear. Silver is on a tear. Look at this. Super steep. Yeah, this is more than 45 degrees. You see it? This is more than 45 degrees. So I don't know how long it's gonna last, but this is on a tear. So that's fine. It's gonna get close to this one right here, so it might get bumped a little bit at 841. So this is where, but until it happens, it's not happening. Until it happens, it didn't happen. So, but I'm just projecting that we could have a little bit of a stop here. But silver on a tear, weekly wise, 96 stochastic on a tear too. So if we break 841 with silver, get in, because the next stop is 988. The next stop is 988. So that's $1.50 right there, out of $8. So that's a decent percentage within maybe a week or two. And last but not least, Bitcoin. See, this is the bullish channel of Bitcoin. The same things are happening. Any chart, this is what's happening. And now we are stopping close to the resistance. I would not get in here, as I said, because now it's in a congestion zone right here. So, you know, it might do a bunch of things before it bounces on this. So this is not the best time to buy. If you want to buy for longer term, then that's okay. But then you need to sell, you know, the first sell is here if it breaks this one here, and the second sell is if it breaks this one here with the corresponding horizontal support. Yeah, so it's great on the daily, and weekly it's also great. It's also great on the weekly. Okay, so I'm almost done, and I've been doing XRP also a little bit. So XRP, and if it's too much, I'm gonna stop, but I'm doing it for now. So XRP, yeah, a little bit of a move down. We still have stochastics, so that's pretty nice, and it's moving back up since yesterday. So at least that's a bit positive. And weekly wise, it's looking super good. It needs to break this here. Needs to break this here at 54 cents. If it breaks that, then definitely get in. Whoops. Definitely get in. But this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just do what I do here. And yeah, weekly wise is, this could go someplace. This could be nice. We could have, we have a 4x potential. Well, almost 2, almost 2, and we are at 50. So this is a 4x. That's not too bad. And USD, so US dollar index. So the dollar, we are hearing a lot about the dollar. The dollar is crashing. People don't want to buy oil with the dollar, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But we can see what is happening with the dollar. So we are into a downtrend. So, well, 2. One downtrend with one velocity, a second downtrend, second velocity. And we were very close to this support, and now we are moving on the other side right here. Boom. So far it's it's going sideways. So we don't know what it is going to do. And if we look at weekly wise, yeah, this is not looking too good. There's no this is a downtrend. There's no uptrend there. There's no uptrend. So it's basically looking at where it is going to drop and until when it is going to drop. Okay, so let me go to the comments, and then we are going to finish this. Okay. Yes, I had a good weekend, Sunil. Thank you. Okay, so David, we have a gap above 250. Yes, so this is about Tesla. Yeah, there's a bunch of gaps, gaps here. And you see at 150. Yes, at 150 we have a gap here. Yeah. But gaps, it's not the gaps that are attracting the stock. The stock is doing what it wants to, and the gaps are there, and they need to, they can influence what is happening, but they are not the main driver, if I might express it that way. 185.69. Yes, basically yes, as they stop. Lovers. Thank you. CNBS was yes. I heard also that some were talking about 430K as a consensus. So I don't know what's the right number. Is it 420 or 430? So if it's 430, then we could see a little bit more blood on Monday. And Bloomberg 421. Okay, thank you very much for that information. So then the 422 is just par for the course. Okay, and then Lord Penty is saying the bears are trying to say that increase production without selling them. All that is a miss. Why? So this is why we do technical analysis there. It's because there are so many ways to interpret the same piece of news that if we rely on our interpretation of their interpretation before buying, we might be making a lot of mistakes. But yes, if we buy and hold long term, then there are some other problems with that, but that's a decent strategy too. The run up on Friday was for 430K whisper numbers. It wasn't a real beat since the stock already ran. Well, the stock already ran. It ran on speculation. Pretty steep uptrend. I answered that. Can you explain more about where exactly you place the support and resistance lines? Jeremy, well, watch me every day. Watch me every day, and I think that will answer your question. So where the wick bounced off of 195 makes it a new resistance level. 195. Well, I'm going to answer it this way. I'm going to say that there are many lines that I could be drawing, and basically I cannot draw them all. So you could be right, yes. Because yeah, there are so many lines. Like this is an example here. So okay, this was a downward resistance, but then we had some exceptions that were right in line with it. So I could have said, and at some point I need to stop, but I could have said, boom, this is a double resistance. So I did not mention it because well, because I cannot draw everything, but basically this was the real one here. I should have done it maybe, but I hope you get the gist of this. Love your channel. Thank you. Thank you, Janeric. Inverted the head and shoulders. Yes. Yeah. Inverted head and shoulders. So yeah, for I don't do those patterns a lot, but this is the head, and this is the shoulder. This is another shoulder, and this is the I think we call it the neckline, but basically my neck is above my shoulders myself. But hey, so yes, this is an inverted head and shoulders, but what counts is that line right here, 214, and it's not exactly the same one as here. So this one is more precise because it happened later on in time. So 214 is more significant than this one, which would be at 202 or 206 or 228. So this is why I don't draw those patterns, because the patterns get adjusted and get more precise with time, and 214 is more precise. But that's a great point. Ronil Patel. Well, happy anniversary. Thank you for being a member. Ross Gerber said Tesla has no doubt has not doubled its profit from last quarter. Okay, interesting. Does a wick break count as a break? No, a wick break does not count as a break. Yeah, Lord, you had it right. Wow, nice. I like when you are talking with each other. It's like, yeah, I like it. Well, thank you, Lord Penty. Yeah, good crew. I like to listen to you and blah 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 a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I had a comment about the way I say a little bit instead of a little bit. Yeah, you're making me conscious, self-conscious. Tesla is now where it was 2.5 years ago. Yes. This is why I don't buy and hold this stock, because I had Tesla stock way back then, and if you buy and hold Tesla, you get this on paper and you lose this on paper, and after 2 years your portfolio has not moved up. That's a waste. That's a waste of opportunity. So the move is to, well, what I do is I sell here, and then depending and then buy at some point, and buy back at some point, and sell and buy and sell and buy and sell and buy and sell. I don't know where I'm gonna buy and sell in the future, but I know where I'm gonna buy and sell if we break this line and that line. So I'm timing the market. The expression timing the market is too broad. Yes, I'm not timing the market in the sense that I don't know where Tesla is going to be in 2025. Is it going to be at 300 or 250? I have no clue. But I know that if it breaks 185.69, I'm gonna sell. So I'm timing that part, but I'm not timing the future. I'm timing the present, because I watch the patterns, and when there's a pattern break, this is kind of timing. This is getting out of the stock at a certain point and getting back in. So I'm timing the market, but I'm not timing the market. So words and expressions sometimes are not clear enough. Difficult for me to time the market. Can we just hold on? Yeah, sure. Yes, you can hold for long term. You can do that, and that's perfectly fine, and that's the easiest thing to do if you believe in the company. You can hold for long term, but you are not optimizing your money, because you did nothing for 2 years. If you did a little bit more work, you could have made money during that 2 year, more money, but to each his own. I think it's a safe strategy. I follow short-term trade. Yeah, me too. Can you please talk about position sizing? Yeah, well, position sizing, well, yeah. Yeah, position sizing, yeah, the more risk you see, the less amount of money you should put in. I cannot be more precise than that, but basically that's the principle. And everybody's different. So $1,000 for one person is not that bad, and 1,000 can be everything for some other person. So you need to size appropriately. And I don't tend to buy many stocks. I put all my eggs in the same basket, but I watch that basket. If you spread around your money in many different stocks, then you are averaging out your losses and your gains. But if you put all of your money or most of your money into one or two stocks or three, then you are maximizing movement, and we hope that it's an upward movement, but you need to watch it. You just need to watch it more, because but this is where the money is, in the movement. This is depending on your objectives. Yes, exactly. So you can buy. Yes, yeah. So André Villot, salut André. So yes, André is right. Nothing prevents keeping Tesla for the long term, but this is a trading channel, so we get in and we get out when things are not going our way. Like some funds, you can trade 50% of your portfolio for an increased income. Tesla, okay, I did not know about Tesla. Why? Complete with a person making trades by herself, like a person should post their trades real time. Many, sure, well, okay. 50%, okay. this is boring. I'm sorry. I should be doing this for you guys. Okay. So there has been a discussion here between you guys. So I'm gonna leave it there. So this is not a question. So I'll go over it. So if we want to finish at some point. Broke resistance emitted by signal. Yeah, when S&P is moving and Tesla can be attracted by that. As Tesla is still behind, could a strong pull Tesla over? Yes, it could. It is helping if S&P is breaking resistance. It is helping all of the stocks, but each stock also has its own individual story. So there are some exceptions. TA and charting is the best. Yeah, I think so too. Price prediction. I don't do price prediction because I don't know. And nobody knows anyway. Nobody knows. So this is a fallacy. I predict this. I think that solving the money problem predicted that Tesla would not be at $1,200 before split going down to where it is now. I don't think he was predicting it because nobody can. So 185, just sub. Thank you, Yang Yang. Do you still watch? No, I don't. I don't really watch it. Let's hope for a run. Would trim some shares. Okay. How do you read or interpret DMI? Well, that's easy. DMI, if the green line is above the red line, it's bullish. If it's the red that's above, it's bearish. It's easy as that. And this is an indicator that tends to, it's like a turtle. Once it starts, it takes a while for it to go into one direction. So it tends to indicate longer term moves. If we stay in the same channel, when would we hit? That's a question I can answer. When could we hit 300 if it stays in the same channel? Okay, so you have understood everything, my friend. 300 bucks. 300 bucks is right here. 300 bucks is right here. So we can reach 300 bucks. The soonest we can reach it is May 9th. The latest is August 2nd. Yes, I cannot be more precise than that because this is the pattern. So we could be hitting it here. We could be hitting it. No, we cannot go back, but here we could be hitting it here. Nobody knows. This is, I need to say it because we feel like the analysts know where Tesla is going. Oh, well, Tesla, we are raising our, what's it called? We are raising our expectations, blah, 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 and Tesla should be at 300 in 2024. They don't know. Nobody knows. Okay, perfect. Or that cross just above around 230. I'm not 230. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure about the last comment. About the cross just above. 320. Sorry, 320. Okay, so I think I'm gonna. This is going to be it for me. Well, okay, yes, I'm gonna answer this one. What made you say May 9 Tesla will be? No, I did not say it's gonna be. It could be. Nobody can predict the future. Nobody can predict the future. So okay, I'm gonna end with this. But thank you for your comment. I'm not mad at all. I just want to recalibrate. So looking at technical analysis of the stock market is like looking at clouds. So I see a cloud, a raining cloud. It's raining. The cloud rains. And I see that the cloud is going at a certain speed. And it's going sideways like this. But it's going in one direction, but it's zigzagging into that direction. So if I extrapolate that move, I can say, no, fine. I can say, okay, if the trend continues, this cloud should be over Montreal in 2 hours. I can say this. Is it going to be? I don't know. But if it continues, it could be. So this is exactly this. And I'm sorry, I'm not mad at all. I'm just passionate. So this is what it should do. So 300 could happen between the beginning of May and the beginning of August. But what could also happen is that we get outside of this channel and then we need to make another extrapolation, or Tesla is going so well that it could break it before. That's possible too. So this is possible. This is possible. This has the most chance of happening, but this could still happen. This could still happen. This is like having a dice in Vegas, a dice that has some weights on some of the faces. So this is the weights on the faces. It's gonna, most likely it's gonna stay here. Most likely. That's it. No need to apologize. Perfect. So thank you very much, guys. So yes, I particularly enjoyed our live today. I guess my nap helped. You helped because you were a bunch of people, and thank you very much for your patronage, or thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the people that already subscribed, and thank you for those who are members. So I do this because I like doing this. I like teaching. I used to be a teacher in the past. I don't teach anymore. I like how my mind works when I explain things to people, because at the same time I am re-explaining it to me in a better way each time. So I get better, and I hope you also get better. So we all get better. So I think it's just what should I call it? I think it's just love. It's I said it. It's love. It's love. I give, I get back, and you give me with your questions. So it's all good. It's all good. And we love God, and we hate Satan. And yeah. So thank you very much, guys. This is going to be it for me. So I wish you a great rest of the weekend. You can join me for free every single day on my channel. So I hope I can see you tomorrow. So have a great rest of the weekend, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine. Bye bye.